Alright, well, on to the next one then. That is... what's the best way? Always got unknown. Which, by the way, in case you didn't notice, there is like a different animation for every single letter of unknown. So the unknown Z, which it looks like an S, but it's technically a Z. In this game, there's way more to it. So like, technically there's 28, but in Gen 2 there's only 26. There's 26 different animations for like fainting, attacking, taking damage, and like I feel so bad for the guy who had to animate all those just for everyone to hate unknown, because I really think it's kind of a shame. Now technically it's got 2 flying types, 2 poison types, which that right there is Gygus. But it also has Ditto, which could also work for Gygus. I guess the only other options here would be Hot Shot to knock out Bellsprout for backup, or better yet, we'll do Gygus Xatu, because Xatu could not only knock out Bellsprout but need Arena. And then just Unknown and Ditto, which I mean those are the 2 least threatening, but I mean anything could work. I guess we could do Slowpoke, because Slowpoke, which I failed, I think I said it, because yeah, Slowpoke's got Psychic. That right there can take out Nidorina, Bellsprout, plus Ice Punch can knock out Ledian and Hoot Hoot, so I might as well just do that. Like, we got some type coverage in here. I mean, the Ditto can be a threat, because it's copying my Pokemon. Fuck you, my Pokemon are good. So, and here's a good shining example. Morty's gym looks super cool. Like, I really like this. And I really like Hoot Hoot's cry. That's why I was quiet for that. And it's a shame because I feel like all of the cries in the stadium games are way cooler than the stuff in the Game Boy versions. So I'm very disappointed that like they never continued to use them in things like Coliseum XD or PBR, and they could technically do it in like X and Y and stuff, or Gen 6 onward, since they had to remodify everyone's cries anyway. So like, it's kind of a shame that they didn't, because we could still have super cool Haunter who sounds super fucking devastating. And yeah, and the reason I went for Hypnosis was, I mean, firstly, it prevents it from transforming, but secondly, even if it failed, it wouldn't have been a wasted turn, because I didn't want to use Shadow Ball preemptively. But, of course, if it does transform, you better believe Shadow Ball is the first thing I'm going into, so we might as well just go ahead and just keep using Dream Eater just to chip it down. Sadly, Dream Eaters are, I mean, not our most accurate move, but it's the only thing we can really use, because it's that or Thunder, and I don't want to use Thunder to chance it missing, which is weird that I went for the less accurate move. I don't know. It's working out, though. That's the point. I just wish we had, like, a Citrus Berry or a Lumberry at our disposal. I don't know if those are Gen... I don't think... Yeah, those aren't Gen 2 items. But that would be, like, perfect for... No, there's a certain kind of berry that heals a lot, I'm pretty sure, in Gen 2. I just don't know what it's called. Pretty sure. Also, because I briefly touched into it but didn't get into it, regarding... Because we can go ahead and talk about Gen 2 beta, because I think it's super interesting. So, for starters, they made a Ditto Evolution. Ditto Evolution looks fucking retarded, and the idea of a Ditto Evolution is fucking retarded. It's Ditto. Why would it need to evolve? So I feel like that's probably the reason it's scrapped, because everyone's like, yeah, that's really stupid. They also made this horrifying version of a alternate Weepinbell evolution. It basically looks like Bellsprout on meth. Maybe not meth, that's a terrible example. Like Bellsprout that like got into like a radioactive puddle. There you go. That fits a lot better. And it would have evolved with a Poison Stone, which I think the idea of a Poison Stone is kind of interesting, but it also works well because like it's a counterpart to Oddish. So we got Bellossom, but we didn't get freaky Bellsprout from Hell, which I mean I'm not too bothered that we didn't get it because it's horrifying. But it's still kind of interesting. I guess in retrospect, they turned that into... First thought's Politoed, but Politoed is trait evolution, so maybe not. I don't think... I'm trying to think what else uses Sunstone. The only thing that comes to mind is Sunflora, but Sunflora sucks. I feel like even the people that made Sunflora realized they hate it, and that's why they made it look as dopey as they did. Alright, so unfortunately Ghost against Ghost is pretty much our best bet here. Then we could also use things like Psychic. But the problem with that is that it kind of puts us at a disadvantage against things like... Well, Mischievous is really the only one. I'll go with Xatu, because Xatu's faster than Slowbro. But I also kind of want to just go for Slowbro anyway, because we don't really have anything else that could work. Because we got 4 poison types, which, you know, that's what we got. And then we got a Jink, a Smoochum, which, you know, that would be anything, really. We could use Pseudo-Wudo, we could use Hot Shot to take care of those. Not really intimidated by it too much. Or we could use Gygus. We could also use Gygus to take out the 3 ghost types plus the 2 poison types. I'm really feeling Slowbro just as backup, because it's like I don't want to have to deal with more poison and not have the ability. Plus, I guess at least against Smoochum it plays defensively too, so I mean we can take a hit from a Smoochum pretty fucking well and then just smack it with like a Surf or something. Going on more about Gen 2 Beta. They made a shit ton of baby Pokemon, and personally I'm not a fan of baby Pokemon. I think it was a really dumb idea because it adds nothing to the game. So, I have no problem with Baby Growlithe, Baby Meowth, Baby Vulpix, Baby Ponyta. They can all go to hell. I don't care. I don't want them, because what am I going to ever use it for? They certainly they serve no purpose. Like, it's dumb. I don't care. I'm to hell with them. They made a Baby Girafarig, but it doesn't even look like a Baby Girafarig. It just looks like a fucking cool-ass ghost type. It was called Twins. It's like 2 little ghosts tied at the tail, and they're like 2 little heads. I mean, I think that one looks cool, but I think it would look way cooler as its own individual ghost-type Pokemon instead of Baby Girafarig. And then Girafarig was literally just more mirrored and symmetrical opposed to Strange Demon from Hell on its tail, a Chain Chomp. Yeah, instead of having a Chain Chomp butt, but I mean, I'm not too upset about Chain Chomp, but it's fine, but like, I feel like Chain Chomp Butt's also a little bit more interesting, because you're like, whoa, that's scary, but I mean, having the other bit of it would have made more sense. The one I'm really, really, really upset we never got was a shark with an anchor attached to it, because fuck you, that's the coolest thing. That's the coolest design, and I'm very sad we didn't get it. Like, you could have made it a water and steel type, and then, like, you know, all of its animations would have been it, like, flipping and then throwing its anchor and stuff like that, and it just would have been really cool, and I'm very sad we didn't get it. Because that one's the coolest. And because it would have been a steel type, it would have been a little bit more defensive than something like fucking Sharpedo. So, there you go. Oh, another thing, because I tweeted this. At some point, you know, I mentioned during Silver, like, yeah, because the Switch exists, we'll probably get HD remakes. That's basically what Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu is. Kind of like an HD remake. Also, I'm pretty sure the Marowak being there is probably meant to be a play off of Lavender Tower. And then I guess the Girafarig there is to throw you off. They only gave him one ghost type. They didn't really have many options. Pseudo-Wudo is probably there because it was blocking the path to Ecruteak. Alright, but because the typing is all over the place, I need to think for a second so I can figure out what to do. My first idea is Slowbro, who can knock out Pseudo-Wudo, Ariados, and Gengar, and Marowak. And technically Noctowl too. So we'll put him up front. Then we also have Stone Sour, who could knock out Ariados, technically himself too. And Noctowl, we're just gonna have him there just for the moment anyway, just as I think. Hot Shot's a no-no. Gygas, ironically, is a no-go, because he'd only be good against Gengar, and Gengar would rip him up to pieces. That just leaves Hop-Tart or Lita. Lita can at least knock out Marowak, Sudowoodo, but it would be weak against... I mean, Ariados I wouldn't credit as too much of a threat in this case. It's very I mean, it's possible that Gengar could have Sludge Bomb. I think Xatu's probably just the better option. Like, its only real downside is the Sudowoodo. But basically, it can Psychic the Gengar, it can Psychic or Fly the Ariados. And then as far as the rest, the bottom row, like, you could just have to play a little bit of defense. We'd have ground immunity, which would be good. And then we don't really have a good way to deal with Girafarig, but yeah. I also don't really have a good way to deal with Noctowl. The only way to deal with Noctowl... I mean, I guess Stone Sour and Pokeslow could technically do it. But Gygas would be the next best thing. The thing about Gygas is it's weak to half of it. Technically more than half of it, because Girafarig could kill Gygas too. We'll just go with what we got, and then if need be, we can come back. The unfortunate part again is Slowbro being slow, but he's super defensive to make up for it. So he can, I don't know what's gonna happen to him. Maybe a Nightshade. Like, it's probably got Nightshade, maybe Shadow Ball, maybe Sludge Bomb. Bug Attack's probably very limited. Most it might have is like maybe Spider Web. Yeah, I figured Nightshade. Because on an Ariados, as much as like I want Ariados to be good, it's kind of not really. Like, it's got the potential, but like it needs something to make it better. Like, defensively, it's not all that great. It's kind of slow. Its attack is almost there, but not quite. Like, it could use a little bit of loving. And that's kind of where I stand as far as them modifying old Pokemon. If you're gonna fuck with it, make an old one better. Make one that sucks better. Don't go around giving Charizard Mega Charizard. That doesn't help anybody. Now, it is entirely possible that this Girafarig has Shadow Ball. So the question is, do we chance it? I'm just gonna go in with a Surf. I think it's probably got Shadow Ball. Thunder. Okay, that's a little bit more devastating. And it's got leftovers, so we can't deal with paralysis. Might as well just let him take the damage, I guess. He doesn't really have... Yeah, that took about half of it, so I mean... We'll see if Thunder hits again or what, but we don't really have too many other options. I don't want to switch and then just let him kill whoever... Xatu, in this case. Yeah, see, there you go. It missed. Can we attack? We attacked, and that should be enough to kill it. There you go. Yeah, because it did 154 before. Oh, 153. What? You should have died. Hello, inconsistent numbers. I did like 130 that time. Whatever, it's almost dead. Also, I just remembered Stone Sour's Feint Attack. Alright, well, the downside is he's going to be slower than the Girafarig. But the plus side is I don't know how fast it is, so I don't know if I want to chance Xatu against it. Because Xatu could be... Actually, how fast does it show? It doesn't show their stats. And I don't remember how fast Xatu is. I'm going to just go with Feint Attack. Feint Attack never misses. It'll be super effective. Psybeam. It'll be super effective anyway. A lot of the animations for old... the Gen 1 stuff is all the same. Which, you know, you'd expect it to be. I remember thinking because it was a beam that, like, Psybeam was the most powerful psychic attack, and I thought Ice Beam was the most powerful ice-type move. I knew Fire Blast was the strongest, and I knew Hydro Pump was the strongest, but the rest I didn't know. Now we can go with Earthquake, or we can go with Feint Attack. Earthquake's going to be stronger, so I guess we'll go with that. Also, if we can survive Psychic, I would like to give a small little preview to Gengar's portrait, which I think is kind of cool. I want to say they changed the portraits for this game. Okay, he's just barely alive. But you see how he's got like the half face and the half evil smile? I love it. It's cool. Something about Gengar is just that OG original evil Pokemon. And it's kind of really cool. So if we end up dying, it's cool. We're fine. I just hope whatever Gengar does to Xatu can survive. Critical hit. Yeah, lucky me, right? He's mostly dead. All we gotta do is get out there and land one attack. If we can survive enough to land one attack, we got this. But if we don't, then fuck our luck. But that's it. We just need one hit, and it's over. Yeah, we got it. Thankfully, Ghost is physical in this generation, which works against Gengar, but yeah, because if it were special, like, that probably would be it. I would have been all over. But we lucked out. Sweet deals.